No one misunderstood a joke like Alice Tinker. In The Vicar of Dibley, Emma Chambers, whose death was announced on Saturday, provided a far from straight woman to Don French's appealing rural cleric Geraldine Granger. In Richard Curtis's madly successful ecclesiastical sitcom, Chambers never failed to steal the closing scene in which Vicar and Verger sat face-to-face over mugs of cocoa, cracking jokes to duplicate a trope for 26 episodes, including charity specials, and never lose the comic momentum as a testament to both women, but particularly to an actor who never seemed to repeat herself. She was always inventing, seemingly in the middle of delivering a line, and made the whole process look like a series of new thoughts arriving as she spoke. Chambers made a career of embodying a smart sweetness that infused many of her performances, not least as the sidekick of Geraldine, the vicar trying to find her place in a tightly knit community of rural eccentrics. The scripts helped too, obviously, but Chambers always prevented Alice's empathy and warmth tipping over into sickly sentiment. No cloying Pollyannaing went without a mug or a gurn to diffuse its treacle. She could switch easily between the dim-witted musings of a character not outwardly blessed with brains into Baldric-like profound thoughts on the human condition, and then back again to head-thudding stupidity without showing her workings. She made playing dumb look easy. I first fell for her in Simon Nye's How Do You Want Me?, a ridiculously overlooked comic masterpiece in which she played, or rather downplayed, Helen, sister to Charlotte Coleman's Lisa. When Lisa arrives back in the village of her birth with a new husband, Dylan Moran, most of the locals don't take to him, but Helen provides that hint of acceptance so absent in the rest of the family, and we see the first glimmerings of a quiet eccentricity that went on to inform much of her screen work. Chambers so often played the character who looked on with sympathy and concern when others were dishing out scorn. Concerned pair of eyes across a room, cutting through the rest of the action. Casting directors obviously felt that, emanating from her naturally. In a departure from these agreeable characters, I enjoyed her turn in the BBC's Martin Chuzzlewit, in which she starred as Charity Pecksniff, the spoiled and not at all charitable sister of Mercy Pecksniff, Julia Sawalha. Entirely driven by a desire for a good marriage and ruining her sister's day wherever possible, she snarked from beneath that bonnet with just enough sweetly delivered venom to communicate Charity's utter contempt for her inferiors. But the beam of her warmth as a performer is what everyone is remembering in the wake of such horrible news. It is often talked about as an admired quality in a comic actor, but warmth isn't something lifted off a page. It is everything to do with the gaps between the words and how that performer generates and releases the energy from their inner furnace. Not too much, not too little. She judged her appeal to an audience perfectly without ever seeming to calculate or use the same piece of timing twice. Play video 208. However dim or overly enthusiastic the character she played, and she was a terrific, pink-haired Looney Tune sister to Hugh Grant's William Turr in Notting Hill. I cannot imagine ever having a bad time with those characters in person. She was the endlessly encouraging, supportive friend and sister who more than deserved to step out into the spotlight herself. It is often said when someone dies that those that miss them wish for just one more argument. As a fan of Chambers' immensely likable work, I wish we could have had just one more misunderstood joke. Topics: television comedy, television culture, features. Share on Facebook, share on Twitter, share via email, share on LinkedIn, share on Pinterest, share on Google, share on WhatsApp, share on Messenger. Reuse this content